Hi, everybody. Welcome back, cruisies. I'm April,
I'm Melissa.
and we're your cruise fix Chix. Volume here for some reason I can't hear you very well, so I'll try to bear with you with this or something because
Oh,
it's
you
just
can't
a
hear
little
me
odd.
very well? Oh, no.
I can hear you, but when the introduction came over, I could barely hear it, so I didn't know when the ding
Oh,
dong ding came over. So I was just guessing at it.
we'll
So
have to make the ding
hopefully
dong ding a little
our
louder.
viewers can hear it.
Okay. No, I can hear you just fine. You're good. You're good.
Okay, perfect.
All right. So talk about why we were not doing a video last week, April.
Yeah, we're going to apologize, or I'll apologize for that. We still could have done it, but we didn't. I took a vacation to see my daughter and grandkids up north. It's just me by myself, no best friend, no
No,
husband, just me.
just you.
So that's why we're a little delayed with
This
our
episode.
video episode
Yeah,
show,
that's
whatever.
okay. That's okay. We're still new. We're
So,
still getting out there, so it'll take time.
So this week, or this episode, which is episode 5, we are going to talk about cruise etiquette.
Yay.
Everybody loves that subject.
Yeah. How not to be an asshole.
That
That's going to be our title. I'm sorry.
Put the A, the dollar sign.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
So first things first, let's recap on the trivia question we had from our last episode. The last episode was how many people cruise each year? This was like an outstanding number. I did not realize it was this high.
Right.
I Googled it actually after we asked the question last episode. For some reason, I think my work computer or something hears me because it pops up that information right into my face. And I'm like, I just said this last night.
That's crazy.
It is. I think our computers hear us. It's Big Brother watching us. We just don't know.
Right.
32 million people cruised the ocean by cruise ships in 2023. 32 million.
You know, you kind of said that, it was a staggering amount basically, but if you think about it, I mean, if you've got a cruise ship with 6,000 people on it and they cruise every week, I mean, that's, if you really think about it, I mean, 32,000 actually is probably low in a way because I mean, I'm
32
like,
million, not
yeah, I'm
thousand.
sorry, 32 million, sorry. Yeah. But still, I'm like 6,000 people times, but yeah, that's still a lot. That's still a lot of people.
So I had to ask my husband, I was like, how many people are in the world? He's like, I forget, like he said, 7 or 8 billion. I was like, oh, with a B? Okay, 32 million ain't that.
Yeah. So, I mean,
it's a drop in the bucket.
I don't know if it's because we've started our podcast or not, but I feel like I've heard so many people talk about cruising lately. It just seems to be like on everybody's radar that I've talked to and I've run into. And it's like, it's kind of cool. I like it because it's, but then I'm also like, and they're like, yeah, I'm going on my next cruise. I get a little jealous. I'm like, I want to go. But
your husband's a little jealous, is he not?
He's very jealous. Let me tell you how jealous he is. Like he is trying to find a way to get his ass to Mexico with us. Suitcase, I don't know how he's going to do it, but he's trying. I'm like, girls trip only.
Right.
No men.
Right, exactly.
Ed can't go, so Bobby can't go. That's how it is. That's sorry, Charlie. Sorry for your luck. But he keeps going, I'm going to be on the other cruise line, and we're going to like be passing by each other. I'm going to wave at you. I'm like, whatever. First of all. Yeah.
Hello.
Yeah, exactly. But he tried to book a, what do you call it? All-inclusive. And like to fly there. And I was like, okay, you're being a little much.
Wow.
Jealous is not even the word, okay?
Wow.
I think it's a stage above jealousy. He's obsessed. He's like, I love cruising. Yeah.
And soon.
Yeah, exactly. You'll get over it. You'll get over it. But yeah, so today we're going to talk about cruise etiquette. Basically, from start to finish. From the start of your cruise to the end of your cruise, what do you need to do? Be freaking nice. Like there's no reason to be nasty and ugly and yeah, and start off your vacation like that. That's mind blowing to me. You see people in line, just already, upset, pissed off. And I'm like, and I get it if there's some kind of hiccup in their plans, but in the same respect, you need to make sure you plan everything accordingly. If you forgot something, then that's on you.
Right.
But
It's the whole thing is like it's your vacation, but it's thousands of other people's vacation too.
Yeah.
So it's not only being nice with each other, as far as like each passenger.
Yeah.
Be nice to the crew. They work really hard for you.
Yeah.
There's no need to be rude and hateful to them either.
Right.
Be patient.
Yeah, patience is the key. It's like patience waiting in line, patience for dinner. If you're on the God, what do you call it? I'm like drawing a blank. When you're in my time dining, that's what it is.
Yeah.
Don't expect to be in there, because you're starving, or things like that. But patience, patience in lines of any sort, but just total. Yeah, it's your vacation, other people's vacations. I don't want to go on a cruise and listen to all of that. Like when we were on the Freedom, I believe there was a husband and wife that got into like an altercation, and I was like, okay, like that's unnecessary, but of course, created a big old to do, and it was very frustrating because it was like, why?
Nobody wants to see that.
I'm a happy cruiser. I mean, yeah, I probably get annoyed with Bobby a little bit, but
right. But I'm not going to show
not
out
to the
in front
point
of everybody.
Right, not until the point where we're throwing, blows at each other.
Yeah,
I mean,
there's
amazing.
no need for that.
No, none. So definitely patience, and but what's the other thing we want to talk about?
Follow the rules. Just follow rules in general.
Yeah.
Follow the rules.
Yeah, because
Everybody's
rules are
here to
set
have a good time, do the same thing. Just follow the rules.
Yeah, they're set in place. They're set in place for a reason. It's really not complicated, but when you're sitting over there breaking the rules and acting a fool, then your vacation's going to be, you make it what you want to make it, but if you choose to be an unhappy person, take it elsewhere. So
now that term nasty could go two different ways. One is being having a nasty personality.
Yeah,
that's one. Nasty on the second part is just being pure, dirty, and nasty.
Yeah. There's nasty, way too much of that where people go to the extreme. Okay, so you've got staff on board, to take care of you, but they're not there to wipe your butt, like for real, and clean up your mess. So if you make a mess in the bathroom or whatever, clean it up after yourself. I mean, people do that at work too, and it's amazing. I'm like, I don't understand it. Just nasty.
You're adults. You know how to use the bathroom. You wasn't raised in a dang barn. You're not a horse or a cow. Right. It just goes anywhere. Just use common sense. Nobody wants to walk around with a big old container of Lysol wipes to wipe everything down when they have to go take a pee.
Right. And the problem is that there's too many people that get way too intoxicated to that level where you're just not even, your mind just doesn't even register that you just pissed everywhere. But, just be mindful of that, like if you make a mess, and then, one of the other things is clean up your room. I mean, I don't understand how people can, I like to be organized, not
Yes, me too.
OCD organized, but just organized in general. So, I pick up my room because I don't want my room steward to be picking up my, my belongings and things like that. They're there to clean the room, make the bed, whatever, and move on. They're not there
Place
to
your
try to,
towels. I mean,
yeah.
what I would like, I can imagine what some of these crew members see when they go into some of these
Oh,
people's rooms. Not a
yeah.
flush toilet. Uh, God
Yeah.
knows if there's any
And
other
I'm
stuff
not,
laying around that
I'm
shouldn't be
not
laying
gonna
around.
lie. I have to commend them because I would be like, I quit.
Peace out.
I'm off on the next island. I'm done.
No.
'Cause,
So
I
please
mean,
be friendly to the crew members. They again, they work hard for you. Don't
yeah.
disrespect them. That's to me, that's disrespectful to the crew member to have
Oh,
your
yeah,
room look like
absolutely.
that.
Yeah, absolutely. Pick up after yourself just so they can get in and get out. They have tons of rooms, especially these bigger ships. They have tons of rooms to do every day, twice a day, which makes no freaking sense to me. No offense. But we got caught one time on our cruise because we put on the do not disturb sign. And then we walked down the hallway and he was like, like you said, you had your do not disturb sign. I was like, I didn't want you to clean our room. I was like, it was already clean. I was like,
Right.
bad, but I was just like, I didn't want him to have to go back in there and clean our room. We didn't make a mess. So,
Right.
so I just put that on, like, okay, move on. But they have their system that they have to do. So, but yeah, and so nasty bathrooms, nasty, just being, let's just go into that with the whole leaving food in the hallway, elevators, on the stairs. Like, what the hell, people? Some of these stairs are already, tricky enough if you're, intoxicated, the boats are rocking, things like that. But now you're going to put obstacles in my way.
Yeah.
Cool.
That's a hazard waiting to happen. And I know, say for instance, Carnival, they ask that you put the plates and stuff out in the hallway so they can pick them up. I get that. But if you could just, keep them on the counter in your room and then
Yeah.
call your room steward and say, hey, I have dishes for you to pick up, they'll come by and
Yeah.
pick them up.
I
Or if you're
don't,
walking
why,
to the
why
glass and
does,
you walk past the bar, leave it on the bar if you're done with it.
yeah, why does Carnival say that? Because that, to me, it makes no
No.
sense when those hallways are about this big and you're trying to
Mhm.
walk down them. Now I have
Yeah.
to, do all of that. It doesn't make sense to me why they would say put it. I would be like, leave it on the counter. I know it's dirty. It's got, like, obviously it's empty, I'm going to take it with me, but
Right.
it doesn't make sense. But I hate when people leave cups and stuff in elevators. Those elevators are packed as it is. We're all
Mhm.
trying to like shovel in there and because everybody tries to get that maximum capacity going.
I don't believe that capacity that's listed on the elevators to be perfectly honest with you. I'm like, there's no way that many people can fit in this elevator.
There,
If they
I,
were
I,
this size,
yeah. You know what
but
I want to
everybody comes in
do?
different shapes and sizes, it's not happening.
Right. And I want to be like, okay, I want to carnival or whatever. I want to see a picture of these 26 people that you say fit in this elevator because I need to know who
Exactly.
you're comparing everybody to because we're all different shapes and sizes and literally there's some people you are only getting 4 people in that elevator. But it's kind of comical because do you realize that on every cruise that everybody talks about that capacity?
Yeah.
There's always a conversation about it. That's actually kind of
Yeah.
funny. I didn't think about
Yep.
that.
Especially when
But
we were on our last cruise, we were in those glass elevators that were going down through
the lobby,
I
the
can't think of
atrium.
what. Yes, the atrium, and they're like, and it had the little. I can't even remember what it said. I want to say 108, not 118, but like forget how many people it said, like 72 or something weird like that. I don't think it was 72. I'm paraphrasing here because I'm
I'm
not sure.
like, I'm thinking,
35,
were you a little
35. Let's say
intoxicated?
35. If there's a
35?
way
Yeah, it was
35, I'm
something.
getting that
There's
elevator.
no way.
25 or
No,
35.
no way,
At
Jose.
all.
Never, not happening at all. But yeah, but just don't leave your garbage. Like, you're walking past a bar, there's people walking up and down the hallways and areas with the containers, that they're picking up stuff. So kindly hand it to them, so that way, they're not having to go hunt your stuff down. I just don't, I've never done
Not
that. And
difficult. It's really not difficult at all.
I've never done it, and I'm never going to do that, where I just leave my glass sitting somewhere. But yeah, leaving food in the hallway, elevators, try not to do that, people. But
Also, speaking of elevators, being we're talking about elevators.
yeah, we'll go on to the
This
next
is
one.
a sensitive subject. If I'm kind of loud, I'm using a new microphone, so I apologize ahead of time. I tend to talk loud and don't realize it. But speaking of elevators, it's mostly men that do this, but I'm sure females do it as well. Please hold your bodily functions till you're out of the elevator. Don't do it in such a confined space. That is so, first of all, rude. So that
Yeah,
goes along with your respect for others because you don't
yeah,
have one.
yeah.
Um,
Goes along with
it's just
being
nasty,
just nasty. Yeah,
and just don't do it. It's just
yeah. I mean,
everybody
and
does it,
you
but
say
everybody
you
has that
say
bodily function, but don't do it.
yeah, and you say don't do it, but I mean, some people, yeah, can't help it. Understandable, but try to refrain, from doing that, because I don't want to smell my own, let alone somebody else's. So please keep your farts
That
in your
stuff be
pants.
wafting up. You're like, oh my god.
Oh, people. But yeah, so
We're
definitely,
being honest. I mean, we want this to be as real as possible.
yeah.
You're getting
We
a
we
real deal
all we're
here.
getting yeah, we're trying to get as real as possible, people. We're trying to talk about like real situations. But
Yes,
yeah.
exactly.
Um so speaking of, not trying to be disgusting in elevators, but I don't know how we're going to talk about. Anyway, go into dressing appropriately.
I kind of thought that's where
Um
you were heading with that.
yeah, I was going to say something, but never mind. But really, I've never understood people who, I mean, maybe they dress like this on a daily basis. But I can tell you, when I go on a cruise, I try to dress, one, I bring enough clothes that I'm like, I want to look nice. I want to, feel good. We're on a cruise, but then there's, where I'm at the pool all day, I'm like, look crazy. But I've never just worn something so inappropriately that, I'm going to be on the next YouTube TV channel and, because people watch and people notice and people take pictures but
I'm a people watcher. I'm definitely a people watcher. I know you are.
oh yeah,
Um, and we're not discriminating against anybody's body type. We're not body shaming
no,
whatsoever. If you're comfortable with yourself, that's fine. I get
yeah,
it. Okay.
yeah,
You're very comfortable in your own skin. Great. But certain cruises that have kids on them
yeah,
do not need to see your entire ass
yeah. Well, and
or your crotch or your
do you
boobs
remember,
for that matter.
right, do you remember on our Hawaii cruise there was she was a young girl and she was with an older guy, but whatever.
Is it the girl that laid out in the sun? Like, yes.
Yeah,
Okay. Mhm.
and wore a thong about this big, and
Mhm.
you know I don't mind Brazilian, but a thong, and it's just, to me, and then you're laying out on your belly. You got your, it's just kind of like people, just, you're just kind of drawn to it. And I mean, maybe she was one of those people that she liked that attention. I don't know,
Right.
but there were children. I mean, not a lot of children on our boat, but for the most part, if you're going to, like, small little cruises, people do bring their children, and you know, you just don't want to have to explain that to your kids.
Right.
Mommy, why is she wearing something up her butt? But It's
or
just,
having
to me, it's
pasties
just a
on, or
little,
yeah.
yeah, to me, it's just a little bit inappropriate in certain aspects. I mean, if you're on a, nude beach, fine. Don't wear nothing.
A nude cruise or
Yeah.
an adult cruise, by all means, go all
Or
out.
virgin voyages, go for it. But,
There you go.
just try to have that mindset. And again, I mean, it's your cruise, you make your cruise whatever you want to make it, but have a little bit of respect for others in a sense.
Correct. Correct. I don't disagree with you on that one.
Yeah.
Definitely do not disagree on that one. And it's not just on the pool deck that you see these outfits.
Yeah. Oh,
They
yeah.
wear them to dinner,
Yeah. Oh,
or they wear them to a comedy show,
what
or
happened? What happened to, like, I mean, not dress up, but like you have the main dress up, but what happened to be presentable and, at dinner? Like, what is it with, they tell you don't wear flip-flops, don't wear, shorts, but
cut off
people,
jeans and stuff like that. Yeah.
yeah. And I mean, people still do, is it okay? Yeah, it's not, but it's like, again, you're on a cruise, kind of, spiff up a
That
little
would be a
bit.
fun time to
Yeah.
dress up once in a while. I
Yeah.
mean, feel fancy without being
Yeah.
fancy.
Yeah. I mean, you can still be sexy
Hmm.
without being trashy.
Correct. There's a difference. There is a
There's
difference.
different. So yeah, for sure. But yeah. So we'll kind of go into, since we talked about dressing appropriately in front of children, unruly children on the boat, the ship. The ship is not your daycare. It is
Right.
not meant for you to completely wash your hands of your children
No, it
and
is
just
not.
let other people, whatever, like you got people, kids that run down the hallway and knock on doors and things like that. I mean, does your kid do this on a regular basis? Because if so, that's a problem. But, just,
Right.
you know, monitor your kids. What are they doing? What are they up to? Because this is not a daycare where you just literally walk away. You get on the boat or the ship and you literally just, we'll see you in 7 days.
Or they get mad at somebody for disciplining their child, like
Yeah,
saying something back to their child, not physically disciplining them, but saying something, hey, don't
that's
talk
not
to my door at 1
appropriate.
o'clock in the
Yeah,
morning, or don't be doing that. Don't get mad at the person for telling your kid that, because they
right,
should know better.
right. Well,
Um,
and because, speaking on that, that shows your child that you can disrespect other adults because you are
Right.
basically saying to that child, this adult does not need to be talking to you that way when you were in the wrong. And it's kind of crazy to me because it's like, okay, but that's teaching your kids to just be, disrespectful to other adults.
Yeah.
What happened to the old times? You used to be seen, not heard, and, things like that, and have respect.
A lot
Have
of it has flown out the cuckoo's nest a long time ago.
Yeah, they
I
really
I
have.
like the old ways. I was
Yeah.
raised that way. I raised my children that way. And I
Hmm.
hope that they're raising their children the same way, to be respectful. Um, we won't
But
get into the point of where it's not, when it's time to not be respectful. But
yeah,
again, unruly children is just, kids will be
it,
kids. I get it. I did things when I was a teenager,
yeah,
but I didn't disrespect adults. I
yeah,
don't. I mean, looking back at things, I mean, I did prank calls. Was that disrespecting adults? Yeah, maybe.
yeah.
Um,
I mean, nobody's going to say your kid needs to be perfect on the cruise because I mean, some of these
no,
adults are not perfect on the cruise. But the issue is that again, this is my vacation as well as it is yours. I want you to have fun, but I also want to enjoy it. But when I'm sitting here having to watch your child, which I did not bring my children, and I don't want to
right.
watch your child, but like, okay, what cruise was it? The celebration that we were on. Day one, we hadn't even got out to sea completely, and a child was being unattended and almost drowned. Thank God for that lifeguard, jumped in there, snatched him up. Where are the parents? Like,
See, no,
first of all,
no.
this kid was not a small child. He was like 10, 11 years old.
Mm-mm.
Why does your kid not know how to swim, number one, and
Or
you
have a
left him
vest on.
unattended at the pool?
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm like, and they sat there looking for this parent, and I mean, but then I will say there was one couple, this husband, I mean, I sat there and just watched him. He was amazing with his children, and I mean, he was like he had to get out. He made his kids get out with him. Like, you're not gonna, they had life vests on and everything, but it was like he was just very attentive to his kids, and it was like, you know what, I really commend you, because there's not a lot of people on cruises that do that, because they literally think this is their vacation. Bye, kids. We'll see you in 7 days.
Mm-hmm.
And
And see, that
so,
goes back to the very first thing about respect each other. That is a
yeah,
respect issue.
yeah, respect, definitely
So,
show it. But yeah, so definitely that's a big thing for me. But talk about
what else do you want to talk
pools.
about?
Pools. Let's talk about pools, since we're on that pool subject of,
Okay.
what do we not do or should not do at pools, April?
We should not hog the chairs for all hours of the day when you never
Amen.
coming back to your chair ever.
Yeah. Like, if you're that kind of person that you are in the pool 90% of the time, go put your stuff on a chair. Don't take up a lounge chair and never come back to it, because we've sat there on the deck, and we're just literally like, nobody has been in 25 of these chairs. Where are these people at? And and you're walking around like trying to find the best seat. You want to be in the heart of things, or sometimes you want to be further away. But what's the deal with that? Have respect.
I know some cruise lines are trying to buckle down on that. I don't know how well it's happened yet, but I
Yeah,
think
how do
there's
they buckle
like
down,
time
really?
limits and they remove their stuff. And then they have to come look for it. If they're doing that, that's great. I think it's
Yeah.
great. It'll teach people from doing that. So
Yeah.
hopefully they'll stick to those rules and not chair hog.
I feel like, you know what they should do? They should put timers on chairs.
They should. They should. If you're not,
Time's up,
it should have a
Gene.
sensitivity thing. If you're not sitting on it,
Yeah.
but then that goes again with people just sitting stuff on it to make it heavy. So I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, but it's just so that in the hot tubs, it's one, you don't need to be in the hot tub 23 hours of the day, like, share a little bit, because I've noticed that sometimes when we cruise, you see the same people over and over and over again in this. I'm like, did you even shower? Did you even go back to your room? Like, because,
I personally, I don't like the hot tub, so that doesn't bother me. I don't think children should be allowed in the hot tubs.
yeah. Or have a children's
That's for
hot
more
tub.
of adults, not children.
Yeah.
But I'm not a big hot tub person. I might get it for a little bit, but it's not my thing.
Yeah. Yeah. I like the hot tub, but I like it better than the pool, because the pools are often very chilly.
Crazy.
Like, that was one thing I put on my review to Carnival was, why do you not heat the pools? Like,
Right. You should have the ability to do that sooner or later.
I mean, Jesus, you run a whole ship. Like,
Right.
you can't heat a pool, put a little heater in
Right.
there. I mean, because
Yeah.
when we were on our Hawaii cruise, it was ice cold.
Freezing.
I don't do polar
Freezing.
plunges. So, I was
I
like,
did
yeah,
that time after I got used to it, but still, it was Bobby and Ed just kept doing it. I'm like,
yeah.
bye.
Well, when the water, if the water stayed fine, it would be
Was
one thing.
moving
But
like this.
oh, it was like, oh, you're just like, can't do it. I can't. So yeah, that's definitely, stop being a hot tub and a pool chair hog.
Also,
So
on that note, don't take up a bunch of seats in the venues like comedy shows or any of the like the singing shows, whatever they may be in the big theaters and stuff. Don't
yeah,
put a bunch of stuff laying across the
yeah,
seats or whatever that you're taking up 20 seats
yeah,
and other people looking for seats to sit down and
yeah.
people won't show up till way later after the show starts. I think it's rude to do that.
I do
That it
too,
just
because especially when I've gotten my butt there in plenty of time, I shouldn't be having to wait for your, family or whatever to arrive that, like you said, show up late. So yeah, it's definitely,
But they're on time. On
yeah,
time.
it's definitely so rude to do that. And then going into the casino as well. If you're not playing
That's another one.
in the casino, you're not playing that machine, get your butt up out of that machine. If it's not super duper busy, like on a, port day or whatever, fine.
Right. I get it. Yeah.
But if people, people want to play that machine. I mean, there was a lot of times where you walked over to the one that you like to play, and it was like there was always somebody at it, but sometimes people were playing, sometimes they weren't,
Yeah. And I'm like, come on.
Yeah. I mean, at least play $5. That was good. But
You suck.
you can lose $5 in a second. But playing loud music and yelling. There's already loud music on that boat or that ship. I don't know why we keep calling it a boat. But
it's a ship, Melissa, a ship.
I know. Listen, people, y'all are just gonna have to understand. I'm gonna call it a boat.
It's a ship.
I know. It's something about it's just easier to say boat. But
I know.
Some people do play their music and or talk to people on the phone on speakerphone. It's
I hate that.
Nobody needs to hear your conversation.
No.
Nobody. Yeah, because what you're saying ain't that important.
Earbuds?
Yeah.
Bluetooth?
And first of all, no offense, but you're on a cruise. Get off the phone. We won't talk about somebody else being on the phone. Somebody's husband.
I don't know who you're talking about.
Get off your phone. But no, I understand, like you would keep in touch with your kids, and stuff like that. We would call on port days, and things get into port, but that's fine. But just to have some common courtesy, I don't want to hear your conversation because what you're saying ain't that important to us. But
right.
So the other thing we were going to talk about was smoking, how that bothers you as well. It bothers me.
There are designated smoking areas. Use those. That's for e-cigarettes, and that is for regular cigarettes.
Yeah.
That does not mean you need to bring ganja on.
Right.
That's not allowed. You'll get kicked off.
Well, you say that,
but balcony.
You say that, but sometimes it don't happen.
I know, and I don't know how people get it on there, but that's them. That's something they got to deal with. But the casino, they do the smoking in there. It kind of bothers me, but I think a lot lately cruise ships are trying to do two different ones.
Yes.
Smoking and non-smoking, or it's like non-smoking completely.
Yeah. I don't understand the thought process on allowing you to smoke in the casinos because it is overwhelming. I want to play, not often, but I want to play. But I don't want to sit in there hacking and, like just getting cancer, because I'm sitting next to 5 people that are smoking and puffing away. I feel like, again, that's your habit. I know it's a habit and it's hard to break, but I feel like there should be designated areas. But Celebration had that where one side was smoking, one side was not. And it was awesome because we would walk through, when we were walking through and we would go through the non-smoking side, which was amazing because otherwise we'd be like, hold your breath, running through there.
I'm a non-smoker now. I used to smoke. I used to love it. I don't realize how bad I probably smelled to non-smokers. I know how. I'm not one to sit there and like, you shouldn't smoke. You should quit now. Blah 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 blah. But I don't like the smell of it anymore.
Yeah,
it's been like 15 years since I've smoked. So,
good for you.
Yeah, I just I like the way when you light it up, it smells good. That's just my opinion.
Yeah.
But I don't like the smoke.
Yeah.
Because it's going to bother me. I've got asthma. It's going to bother me.
Yeah. And you got people that just get so bent out of shape about the smoking. And it's like, probably more than half of the ship is probably non-smokers. And then you got a select few that are, and it's like, and y'all get pissed when there's more of us than there are of you, so you're going to have to understand, because I mean, yeah, we used to live in a time where kids smoked in cars with windows rolled up, and restaurants and all of that.
I did.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean,
I used to buy my mom cigarettes when I was a kid because they used to let us do that, but
now
things
it's
have
like,
changed nowadays. So that's another respect. Be mindful of that, and just smoke in the designated areas, and
yeah, just try to be mindful. And and tipping. Let's just quickly talk about that, because we're going to go into that a little bit more on another episode. But tipping, be kind to your room steward. I know you already pay gratuity, and that's fine if you only want to do your gratuity. But if somebody has gone above and beyond for you, these people work really, really hard, and they have to turn these ships.
They don't get time off.
Yeah, they don't see their family. So you're sitting here with your family on a wonderful vacation, and they don't see their family for 9 months, out of the year. And they darn sure, when they do get to go see their family, they don't go on vacation. They're hardworking people, and they deserve, to be treated nice and respectfully, and tip them accordingly,
Exactly. Because that's how they get paid.
Yeah.
That's a portion of how they get paid. Not the only way they get paid, but that is a portion of how they get paid. So, I mean, I get it if your room steward is not top notch, never comes to your door, blah, blah, blah. I get it.
Yeah.
Okay. But those ones, like we say, that go above and beyond a major vacation, something spectacular.
Yeah.
Make sure you let them know that.
Yeah. Yeah. They know your name day one. Again, I mean, that's mind blowing to me, because I can barely remember my own name sometimes.
Yeah.
Let alone all these people every week, repeatedly. But yeah, so definitely. Do you want to go over the trivia for next week?
I've got one more thing we can talk about real quick, and then we'll do that. The last thing I want to kind of talk about is loyalty status. Do not. I mean, a lot of these things revolve around the respect issue and patience and rules and all that stuff.
Yeah.
But some of these cruisers that think they are above and beyond other cruisers that are at a lower loyalty status, and they're at this high loyalty status.
Yeah.
Don't sit there and be like, well, I'm a diamond or I'm a platinum and you should be waiting on me, not these other peons.
Right.
That's not how it works. Everybody's equal on a cruise ship. I don't care what your loyalty status is.
Right.
You came on the same boat we're on.
You did.
If I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
So don't try to throw that around.
I don't understand
you're somebody
that.
special, because you're not.
Yeah.
I'm not going on more cruises than I have, but you ain't nobody better.
There was somebody on our cruise. I want to say it was our cruise that did that, and I was really disgusted. I was like, "Are you?" Oh, I know what it was. It was on our ship. I was standing in line at the coffee.
So.
I got that every
coffee.
day.
Okay.
Yeah, and one of the workers came up, and they started they were getting them a coffee, and the lady beside me was bent out of shape. How dare they wait on them before they wait on us? And I was like, I was appalled. I was like, I'm sorry, they work really hard. So if they're going to stop and give them a coffee, by all means, take your time, and I was so appalled. I was like, you snit.
Yeah.
Like, you know what? I'm going to trip you going up the damn stairs. Fuck your loyalty status, but
I don't like that.
That was very upsetting to me, because I was like, this person waits on you. Mm-hmm. The least you could do is give them a cup of coffee, because they're probably exhausted, Mm-hmm. I can tell you, I'm in this line because I'm exhausted.
Exactly. That's why I'm here. That's why we're all here, to get a little
Right.
pick me up.
Exactly. But I think I forgot to mention that to you. You know, because I was like heading back and I was like, I need to make sure to tell April that but I
I think
forgot.
you did tell us that while we were on the
Right?
cruise.
Okay.
I do remember you saying that, and I was
Okay.
like,
I was saying,
what?
I thought I wasn't sure if I remembered telling you or not, but that
Yeah, because
I was
that coffee bar was right next to the Red Frog,
Red Frog, your favorite.
and we were always in there. So
Yeah. Yeah. Some of us singing away.
that's right.
I was the backup singer,
Anyways,
like way back up. I was like way back.
way in the back.
Way. But
Oh goodness.
all right. So yeah, cool. I
Next
think that
week.
I'll
talk about the trivia for next week if you're not got
go for
nothing
it.
else you want to talk about.
Nope, I'm good. Go for it.
Okay. So here's y'all's trivia for this week. Again, I'm sure y'all Google stuff because I have to Google it.
Mm-hmm.
And it's okay if you know it right offhand, and it's okay if you don't, because most of us ain't like
Yeah.
got a high IQ. I don't.
Well, and you know, I mean, in some of these trivia questions, it's yeah, they're easy, but some of them are, I mean, we happened upon this one, and it's like I didn't know that, so it's really a cute one. I like it this week's.
All right. So for all you cruises out here, here's your trivia question for this episode. SST, that means Sam, and Tom. That's the letter, just in case you don't know, is an important weather forecasting observation made by ships at sea. What does the SST stand for? Let us know in the comments below.
Yep.
Remember to like, share, comment,
subscribe. Yeah.
We're trying to get everything posted to YouTube.
We're working
Facebook,
on Instagram and
TikTok.
yeah, we're working on Instagram and TikTok. If you guys have any idea how to work Instagram, please
Shows our
hit
age
us
for
up
sure.
because we need a crash course in this. It's so confusing. So yeah, but definitely like, subscribe, comment, share, please. We would greatly appreciate it. We love doing what we're doing, and want to get our information out there.
And we always thank you for coming to listen to us. Even if you don't get to tune into the full episode, we appreciate anything that you guys do. So until next time, remember to tune in.
Wait a minute.
Go ahead.
Wait a minute. What are we going to talk about next week?
Yeah. I didn't write that down.
Okay, I will say it.
Talking about it. Weather? Is it something to do with
yes.
weather?
We're going to talk about bad weather and what you do on sea days, because at this point, where the cruise has taken off, we're now got at least 1 or 2 days of sea days. So we're going to talk about bad weather and, how they handle that, and, kind of go into that and what you do on sea days. So that will be our next episode. Okay, so now you can say what you want to say.
My bad. All right. So as I always say, tune in, get your fix, and cruise on. So we'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.